Yo, guys, I hope you're well. So, guys, in the last few weeks, we've had people like Keir Starmer, Emmanuel Macron, we've had Chancellor Merz, I think it's Merz from Germany, all chipping in about how they're going to smash the gangs and all of this nonsense about the migrants that are coming into the UK. So I thought it'd just be really, really good to get a first-hand account from someone who's actually worked on the ground. And we've got an account here from a former migrant hotel worker. And I haven't listened to all of it, but I've listened to enough just to say that it's really interesting to get an account from someone who's on the boots on the ground and someone who's actually seen it from the inside out. So we're going to listen to this guy here. And apologies because I can't remember his name. So I'm certainly he'll tell us as we start. But I just think it'd be really good for everyone just to watch this and just to get an idea of what it is really like to be living and operating amongst the migrants who come here to the UK. So guys, let's check this out.
My name's Luke. I'm an ex-employee of the Brook Hotel and the Norwich Hotel, which is owned by the same people. Both are, well, they were Best Western contracts. They're now both housing immigrants. And basically the reason I'm doing this today is because people of this country, they need to make a stand. It's gone too far. And
so I think what Luke said, I think his name's Luke, was that these hotels were a Best something hotel. I'm not certain it was like a Best Western or something like that. But they've now transitioned from being a hotel for you and I, the public, etc., etc. I think I've got this right, to just being a hotel with contracts to look after migrants. So I hope I got this right. I'm going to wheel it back a bit just to see if that was correct.
both are, well, they were Best Western contracts. They're now both housing immigrants. And basically the reason I'm doing this today is because people of this country, they need to make a stand. It's gone too far, and the further it goes, the worse it's going to get. So these hotels, they pay £2 million each year to house the immigrants. There is 170 housed in the Brook Hotel, all male.
So he said the hotels are paid £2 million a year to house the immigrants. And I think he said there are something like 170 rooms and they're all male occupied. I'm going to wheel that back a bit.
Each year to house the immigrants. There is 170 housed in the Brook Hotel, all males from all different places. The Norwich Hotel houses males, females and kids, but again it's more of a male majority. They're paid £2 million each year for that. Now when they first arrive, they get a choice of Samsungs or iPhones. Now, as most people know, neither of them phones are cheap. Now obviously
what am I hearing? I'm hearing this for the first time. So what Luke has just said, and hopefully someone can verify this, is that once these people arrive, they get a choice of either receiving a Samsung or an iPhone. I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Now, when they first arrive, they get a choice of Samsungs or iPhones. Now, as most people know, neither of them phones are cheap. Now, obviously, they're all paid for by the taxpayers of this country. They get £70 cash every week into their pocket, as well as all their meals, washing, rooms cleaned for them by.
And he said they get paid £70 a week. I thought I heard a total was something like, was it £55 a week, etc., etc. But he said they get their meals and their washing as well into this whole jackpot. I call it a jackpot. It is, isn't it? It's a win for them. Wow. I thought it was £55 a week. I'm certain I saw that on the government website.
They get £70 cash every week into their pocket, as well as all their meals, washing, rooms cleaned for them by the staff each day. There was events where a knife was found in a room under a pillow during cleaning time from housekeeping team. Now, the knife that was found was from our own kitchen at the Norwich Hotel. So there was two ways that they could have got it. That was either through security, because they're very friendly with them, or one of them has broken into the kitchen during the night and they have taken it. They get NHS visits, dentists twice a week. Now,
did I hear that right? So they get in. Isn't that considered as benefits then? I thought they weren't entitled to benefits. So they get NHS dentists. Really? What am I hearing?
They get NHS visits, dentists twice a week. Now, as everyone knows, you can't get a dentist appointment or a doctor's appointment. It's just impossible. Drugs were found in rooms where there could be kids in. They found cocaine, enough to say there was enough there to believe they were dealing. Violence towards staffs. There was events where if they didn't like the food that was on offer, because again they got a choice of food, so they'd have 3 options each night, each lunchtime, each morning. There was a young lad, he didn't like what was on offer, so he assaulted a member of security just because he didn't like the food he was offered.
So, incidences where they have allegedly attacked the staff because they weren't enamoured in the food or with the food that they were offered. So we're getting sort of flashbacks here of what's going on in the prison system as well, where you have people who are meant to be highly categorized prisoners and they've assaulted prison staff. So what's going on here? What's going on?
First, he assaulted a member of security just because he didn't like the food he was offered. Comments made towards female staffs regarding clothing that they're wearing, to the point where it was then their uniform was put in place, it was trousers, no skin was basically allowed to be shown, including males. We weren't even allowed to wear shorts.
So this is getting ridiculous. So we're moving towards Sharia law here in the UK. Are you kidding me? So these people, let's get this straight. They've come from wherever as refugees, asylum seekers, etc., trying to get domiciled here into the United Kingdom. But it almost looks like we are doing them a service and they are ordering us and telling us how that service should be. So for them to tell the staff that you shouldn't be exposing skin, flesh, this, that, and everything else, really, this is getting ridiculous.
It was trousers, no skin was basically allowed to be shown, including males. We weren't even allowed to wear shorts. Things need to change. The way things are going, people don't realise it. They see things on Facebook and they think, oh, it's just people being racist or far right. It's not racist, it's right. It's as simple as that, and that's as far as it goes.
I like that. It's not racist, it's right. And I think I'm a very good judge of character over these years. It's kept me safe of people. Very good judge. Listening to this guy, Luke, and I can't see anywhere where he is not telling the truth. He's not stuttering, he's not stammering. I can see in his eyes where he's recollecting incidences. So I don't believe he's making anything up. And just to play devil's advocate, it doesn't mean that I am going to be convinced 100% that this is going on in every single hotel or whatever you want to call it for these migrants. But definitely in this case, I think he's telling us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And I like the fact he said that it's not racist, it's right. So I want to hear that again.
Right. It's not racist, it's right. It's as simple as that, and that's as far as it goes. And people need to stand up and actually start back in their own country. Because if not, it is going to get taken over, and your kids and your wives, they won't be safe to walk down the road, they won't be safe.
I like that. So if we don't stand up for what we expect now, roll forward a few years' time, it will be too late. Too late to say anything, too late to stand up. You'll be rolled right over. And this is why I'm talking about areas like freedom of speech. Once they get rid of freedom of speech, no one is going to have any power at all to say or to even challenge what is going on. So what you think is going on right now is going to be 10 times worse. And there'll be no one to say a word because our lips will be sealed. Outrageous.
It's as simple as that, and that's as far as it goes. And people need to stand up and actually start back in their own country. Because if not, it is going to get taken over, and your kids and your wives, they won't be safe to walk down the road, they won't be safe to walk home from work. So, yeah, everyone stand up and actually get a backbone.
When you were working at the Brook Hotel, what did you work as and what was the period that you worked?
So I started on day shift as housekeeping team, and that started at 4 hours a week. Now, when I started that was open both as hotels to the general public. After about a year of me working for them, they then took on the contracts, to which I stayed on because I had a baby on the way. So, I needed the money, so I stayed on. Then they took over the contracts and then I became night porter and head of maintenance, so I was working days and nights, so obviously I got to see absolutely everything that went on.
How much of a shift have you seen between how peaceful the community is?
In the last 2 years, the amount of stuff that has been posted on Facebook about foreign males that are specifically from these hotels is they're following kids, they're following women.
Outrageous. And what are we doing about it?
Those that are specifically from these hotels is they're following kids, they're following women. Now,
anyone, I don't care if you are a migrant, if you're a UK citizen, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Anyone who is following, tampering, messing with kids should not be allowed, should be arrested, and they should be awaiting trial. Really? Why are we allowing our kids to be exposed to these PDFs, I call them? Absolute disgrace. I don't care whether you're a citizen or a migrant or whatever. Anyone who is messing with children should be instantly removed from society. Instantly.
That are specifically from these hotels is they're following kids, they're following women. Now, 2 years ago, obviously, of course, you're always going to get the odd person, but since these have been here, there has been a hefty increase. We saw police frequently visit the hotels from accusations made, but, so yeah, it's definitely a lot worse.
So he just said that there's been lots of accusations made, police have visited the hotels, but nothing's come out of it. So this just reminds me all again about the grooming scandals, where people, I know sometimes it's your word against their word, this, that, and everything else, but really and truly something needs to be done. And I suggested putting people on tag, because at least if these people are tagged and if someone accuses them of something, then someone should be able to say, well, hang on a second, we've got this person on tag and yes, they were in this vicinity, or no, they weren't. So that's an easy way to prove innocence or guilt, in my opinion.
I assume you've known both for quite a few years.
Yep.
Do you think was it ever a safe place for children?
Yes, it was. It was a safe place for children until that contract got taken over on the hotel.
That's what I was going to say, is do you think it's a safe place anymore?
No, definitely not. Even walking down, let's say a kid walking down the road with their mum, I wouldn't recommend it. It's just not safe anymore. It's as simple as that. Yeah.
So, guys, I think this migrant hotel is in Norwich, in East Anglia, Norfolk, I think. I might have got that wrong. But it was quite interesting to listen to this guy. I think I remember his name was Luke. So he was a former migrant hotel employee. He worked both day shift, night shift. And to get an account, a first-hand account from him about the interactions with the migrants was really, really interesting. I'm not going to say anything more from my perspective about it. I want to know more from your perspective. So what did you get out of this account from Luke, who told you what's going on in these particular establishments? At one stage, they were open to the public, but now they're fully taken over on contract to house migrants. And it's very interesting. So it's not just in the hotel itself, but in the surrounding and the immediate vicinity. So this is the effect of how these people integrate and relate, both within and without the community. So it's something that I want you guys to let me know down here in the comment section. So I have my own opinions, and my opinions are quite strong, but you may have different opinions as well. But it was really interesting just to find out exactly what goes on behind closed doors, because I've not really heard that before. I've heard certain bits and pieces, but not so much as this one here from Luke. So let me know what you think, guys. And yeah, it's just an interesting take, and it'll be good that if we can get things like this on the desks of our MPs to let them know what is going on, and also to let them also know what we think should be done about it. So guys, make certain you look after yourselves, you look after each other, and I will see you at the next one.